I hope you are well. How are you doing today? Did you de-stress this weekend? How are you doing today? How are you feeling? I'm feeling a little anxious today. I have so much going on. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Please share in the comments how you're feeling. I'm feeling a little anxious today. I have so much going on, so many wonderful things going on, but it's making me a bit antsy. So I hope you're doing well. Were you excited to go back to work today? Today's Monday. So if you work the 9 to 5 schedule, were you excited when you got up this morning? Were you excited to go to work? Did you de-stress this weekend? What did you do? How did you de-stress? Did you play? What type of play? What did I do this weekend for play? I did some social play with my friends and family. I did some reading. What else did I do? I can't remember, but I did something else. There's one more thing that I did for play, but I felt excited to get up this morning and go back to work and come here today and talk to you about this week's topic, this week's stress management topic, which is food and beverage. So right now I have 12:01. Just kind of want to give it a little bit of time, let people come in. How are you doing today? Okay, 12:02. I guess I'll just go ahead and get started. So I am Ebony Davenport. I teach stress management. I show people how to utilize fun management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that people can be happier, healthier, and well balanced. I use over 50 tips, tools, tricks, and techniques to manage stress. So today we're going to talk a little bit about stress, and then we're going to talk about one of the tools that I use to manage stress. So, what is stress? Everybody knows what stress is, but it's kind of hard to talk about, right? We all have different ideas and definitions of stress, and there isn't one single unifying definition in the literature. In Eastern philosophy, stress is considered the absence of inner peace. In Western culture, it is considered the loss of control. Stress is problematic because it's ambiguous. Stress definitions differ, stressors vary, affecting people's minds and bodies different. Research has demonstrated significant variability in perception and responses to potential stressful events. So again, what is stress, right? I said all of that, but what is stress? Let's blend the Eastern philosophy and Western culture and say that stress is feeling out of control instead of inner peace. There are 3 steps to stress. It's perceiving the threat, which is appraisal, coping, and adapting. The stress community talks a lot about the relationship between the person's perceptions, needs, and abilities and the condition of the environment. How you perceive the control over your environment causes stress. So it's all about perception. People perceive stress differently depending on what types of lifestyle or what type of resiliency they have, or the mindset in general. So again, we can work with our mindset and learn to adjust it so that we're not so stressed out about our daily stressors, right? Or that the things that bring us stress, we can not feel so stressed or so affected by it when they are happening, because we can practice emotional focus coping, which is just to change our feelings behind our stressors, or problem facing coping, or both. You can use them together. And problem facing is directly addressing the problem dead on, eliminating the stressor or its impact to you. And so There are two types of stress. Of course, we know that distress and eustress. Distress is what most people talk about when they talk about stress. Eustress is also all the good things in life that also cause you stress. We don't think that getting a promotion may be stressful, or graduation, or taking a vacation, but those things are stress too. And depending on the severity, the duration, or frequency of any type of stress, it can impact your body. So we want to keep our stress down to a minimum. And we don't want to have long periods of constant stress, and especially long periods of constant stress. And it's major stress, like you lose a family member, and you lose your house, or caught in a fire, you lose your job, or things like that, back to back to back to back, because it severely impacts you. So day to day, we want to practice stress management. We want to go out of our way to practice stress management, because life is stressful, and living is stressful, and particularly work is stressful. So we have to figure out how can we manage these daily stressors so that they're not impacting our health and well-being. So when something happened to us immediately, if you're not practicing stress management, you react to it. But stress management is honoring the pause. When something happens, you have the opportunity to pause. So stimulus, pause, and then respond instead of react. And reacting is just normal. That's, how we biologically respond to stimulus. But we have the ability to pause and respond instead, which is so much better for our health and well being. Stress management is practicing mindfulness in prevention and just honoring the pause. So, one of the tools and tips, tricks, and techniques that I use, today's tool, um, or really, I guess it's a tool that we use to manage stress, is what we eat and drink, right? So let's talk a little bit about what we eat and drink, because it's very important, more important than we think, right? Our ancestors have been around for about 6 million years. The modern form of humans only evolved about 200,000 years ago. Civilization as we know it is only about 6,000 years old, and industrialization started in the earnest only in the 1800s. Before then, we lived directly off the land. Human beings are intimately connected to planet Earth, and this sacred relationship is what helped us to survive. We are omnivores and can eat almost anything found in nature, with the exception of grass and wood, of course. Before the last 10,000 years, our ancestors roamed the land as hunters and gatherers. Their diet is commonly known as the Paleolithic diet, and it was predominant for about 2 million years. This diet contained about 19 to 36% protein, 22% to 46% carbohydrates, about 100 to 150 grams of fiber, and a potassium to sodium ratio of about 10 to 1. It was challenging when we lived off the land, and the physical struggle to find meat. And we will be lucky if we can eat it one time a day. Now we have an abundance of food, and we eat meat for every meal. The standard American diet is very different from our ancestors. The typical American diet consists of more processed and contaminated food, and it's getting progressively worse. The typical Western diet is characterized by high intakes of saturated fatty acids, trans fatty acids, and low intake of mono and polyunsaturated fats, acids, dietary fiber, and micronutrients. More than half of Americans are overweight and obese, and obesity contributes to 1 in 5 American deaths. Research showed that 50% of the U.S. population has one or more chronic health conditions such as asthma, heart disease, obesity, cancer, and 40 million adults in the U.S. ages 18 and older are affected by mental illnesses like anxiety disorder, depression, and depression every year. Americans suffer from degenerative lifestyle related ailments such as health disease, some forms of cancer, diabetes, and stroke, causing many healthcare providers to suggest a link between what people eat and how they feel, right? So, let's think about this in terms of put it in the work context. Work consumes most of our lives and it is demanding and stressful. Eating healthy can reduce stress. When your body is in a chronic state of stress, it can break down proteins to prepare for battle. But certain foods can moderate the body's level of cortisol, the stress hormone. So we talk a lot about cortisol, which is the stress hormone that is produced when you are stressed out, especially when you are constantly in a state of stress or when work is demanding or stressful. Pressure is normal, but stress is not. So when you're facing stress all the time and you're trying to normalize it, it is affecting your health and well-being. So it is impacting your levels of cortisol in your body. So then we may eat certain things that are maladaptive in the moment to help decrease stress, but in the long term, it does not help us, right? So we want to practice adaptive stress management techniques when it comes to our diet, especially the food and water that we intake, because it helps to impact the cortisol in our body. It is directly related to stress management. So although we stress eat and eat the wrong things, it's maladaptive because it is hurting us in the long term, right? So we want to go out our way to make sure that our diet is a part of our stress management tools, right? While we eat foods during high stress that are beneficial in the moment, it hurts you in the long run. So we need to think about food as the nutrition we need to grow and repair, helping us to be strong and healthy and help us prevent diet related illnesses like the ones I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. When we lived off the land, all of our food was organic, natural, and nutritious. We had little to no diet related illnesses, more life diet related deficiencies. Now we have foods that have little to no nutritional value at all. Um, so we have to kind of remember that back in the day, our ancestors went by the philosophy, let thy food be thy medicine. And we need to get back to that because food is so important to to stress. And especially since we live in societies and we're constantly stressed, we need to watch what we're eating, right? We need to make sure that what we're eating is providing us nutrition so that we can think and be engaged and be productive and that we're managing our stress and reducing cortisol. Nutrition refers to the ingestion of foods and their relationship to health. Nutrition are chemicals in foods that are used by the body. It must be derived from our diet, basically from what we eat. Proper nutrition results primarily from food choice. Proper digestion, absorption, metabolism, and elimination requires high quality foods that contain optimum nutrients, right? So think about during the workday. We are so stressed out. We're working, working, working. We're giving it our all. We're doing all that we can. And in moments of high stress, we reach for a snack that is unhealthy and will spike the level of cortisol in our body. For lunch, we go out and have fat, greasy lunches, and we come back to the office and we know that in the moment we do, our emotions feel feel calm because that serotonin was released, so we feel calm, but also the cortisol spike. So we don't want to overeat or eat too much or eat the wrong things throughout the day because they don't give us the proteins or the nutrition or the what we need for our body to function optimally, right? And so we know what it's like to go out for lunch and eat something heavy. Our body has a natural circadian rhythm. It is a 24-hour internal clock that is running in the background of our brain in cycles between sleepiness and alertness at regular intervals. It is also known as the sleep wake cycle. One of these cycles is called the 2 or 3 o'clock slump, which goes by many different names. Some of us call it the itis, right? According to the National Sleep Foundation, for most adults, the biggest dip in energy happens in the middle of the night, somewhere between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., and when they're usually fast asleep, and after lunchtime, around 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., when you tend to crave that post lunch nap, right? The itis or the 2, 3 o'clock slump. Depending on what you have for lunch, the more severe the slump. It just seems like you are miserable at your desk, watching the clock, consuming the time, or counting the time until you get off. You're just, it's miserable, right? It's like one like clockwork. You are waiting, you're not getting enough oxygen, you slumped over, and then you begin to yawn, and then one by one, the whole office begin to yawn. I call it the orchestra of yawns. And the 2 or 3 o'clock slump is it was a really big problem for me when I worked in cubicles in the office setting. It was a high energy day, mid-afternoon, then all of a sudden the energy would drop and the customers would not stop coming, but the energy was low. I noticed mine, and I decided that I would counter it with, different lifestyle choices like rising early, drinking green smoothies, having a salad for lunch, and started to take a late lunch. Also, I took frequent breaks throughout the day. I got up, I stretched, I walked around, I socialized, I laughed. Science says that human beings can hold their attention for 25 minutes without losing focus. And so we should work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. And in that break, you should stretch, you should laugh, you should walk around, you should do whatever you need to do to kind of shake away all attention. If you have a lot of work to do, you can probably do 50 minutes and then take a 10-minute break. But I recommend working with your body because your body is made a certain way. And as long as you work with it, it'll function at its optimal rate. So I want to talk a little bit about water and then give you a few solutions and let you go. So water. We all depend on it, and Earth is full of it. All living things need water to survive. It is the foundation of our very essence. According to Kim, water appears as a clear, non-toxic liquid compound of hydrogen and oxygen, essential for life and most widely used solvent. It is an oxygen hydrant consisting of oxygen atoms that is conveniently bond to 2 hydrogen atoms. Here are some fun facts. 71% of the earth is water and less than 1% is drinkable. Water comprises of 2/3 of the body, and the brain and heart are 7% water. The lungs are 83% water, and our bones are 31% water. The human body can survive 5 weeks without food, but only a few days without water. So that tells you how important water is. I can't tell you how many people admit to me openly, often, that they don't drink water, eat fruits and vegetables, and that they're healthy and that they feel good. And it's hard to understand because you can clearly see that that's not the case. But I'm not sure if your body is made of water. How can you not replenish it if you're constantly moving about and losing it in sweat and many other fluids throughout the day? So you must drink water. I drive past many fast food restaurants in the morning and see lines in and out the drive through for lunchtime. All the restaurants are packed. People eating all types of food that they know will make them crash at 3 p.m., right? Food can be used for your benefit or it can deplete you. You can get calories and little nutrition from certain food choices, or a healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low dairy, fat, low fat dairy, and mixing that or combination of eating those healthy things will help you and reward you to be more engaged and productive in your own life, to have more clarity and focus, and more importantly, energy. A well balanced diet, talking about food and water, provides so many benefits. So let's think about this. When you wake up in the morning for breakfast, what is the first thing you put in your mouth? When you eat throughout the day, um, what are you eating? Because what you eat is equally important. It is the energy you need to stay active and engaged. What you eat has an impact on your brain, including the parts that regulate your mood. Your diet is the nutrition you need to grow and repair, helping you to stay strong and healthy, and help you prevent diet-related illnesses. Not all food is created equally, obviously. Simple, healthy choices such as replacing soda with water, which is so important because I see so many people drinking soda. We're recommended to drink 8 ounces of water a day, but I see more people drinking soda. So replacing the soda with the water, choosing a veggie over the chips, which you have to get in your veggies in the day. Starting off your mornings with some fruit, some fresh fruits, ordering a side salad instead of the French fries. You know, I love French fries. French fries are my favorite food, but ordering a salad instead of the French fries, they will help to boost your mood, refuel, your body, help you lose weight, and most importantly, it can help you save money. You can also pick nutritious foods to help curb your appetite and satisfy cravings. It is up to you to manage your life and pick the foods that will fuel your vehicle, because your body is a vehicle. In addition, add superfoods to enhance the benefits to your health and well-being. So again, food and water is so important. It is a key to stress management because we need food and water to live. So it is a very important tool for stress management, just as important as breathing. It is something that you can control easily by planning ahead and really practicing stress management with how you use the foods in your life. Let that food be your medicine. And again, that's the tip that we will be using this week, is to think about what you're eating, what you're drinking. How is it impacting your health, your wellness, your mood? Is it helping you to feel more engaged, more productive? Is it giving you clarity? Is it just making you feel good in the moment, but is it making you sluggish and unhealthy later? Is it adding to your weight gain? How are you using your food and what you drink to improve your health and well-being? So that's really the tool we'll talk about this week. I'll again post an article about it this week. I will be on Wednesday to do breathing techniques with you, Wednesday at noon. On Friday, Fun Funny Fridays, we'll do some laughter yoga, which is another way to reduce cortisol and manage your stress. On Sundays, we also have laughter yoga in person at Shelley Lake Park. That's 1400 West Millbrook Road, Raleigh, in C27612. That's at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Shelley Lake Park on Sundays. And on Mondays, I also come back every Monday and give a new tip, tool, trick, or technique to help you manage your stress. So again, share with me about your food intake, your water. Was this helpful? How do you view your diet now? How do you view food and water as opposed when it comes to stress management? Will you think about it differently now? I hope this helps work life warriors. Again, I have over 50 tools, tips, tricks, and techniques to manage stress. Um, and I'm Ebony Davenport. I teach stress management. I show people how to utilize fun management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that we can be healthier, happier, and well balanced. And again, I use over 50 tools. I break them up. I teach one tool each week. And then also, I have stress management fun shops. I have a stress management fun shop coming up August the 20th. You can get your tickets. Just check out all of my social media or my LinkedIn. Um, again, I'll be here every week. You'll see me again on Monday. And if you have any questions for me, or if you would like to find out any information about what I'm teaching and where I'm teaching, here is the information in the chat. And again, today is just Monday. You're just starting off the work week. So if your Monday is so stressful, you have to start managing your stress. You have to go out your way to do it because you have 4 more days of work. And if things are already out of control for you on a Monday, imagine how you'll feel on Friday. So it is your responsibility. No one is going to do it for you. Everyone is impacted by you being stressed out or burnt out. And so let's work together as a community, as a tribe to, work through our stress, manage our stress, reduce cortisol so that we can go out in this world and add some much needed value because this is a shared experience. So it's up to us to do our part so that we can show up, be our best, and show out and do what we were born to do and be the people that we were created to be or that we desire to be. So again, I hope that helps. And I will see you on these interstreets on Wednesday for some breathing techniques at noon. Join us and contact me if you have any questions. And again, practice stress management, play as hard as you work, have some fun. You deserve it, regardless of what anybody says. It is your responsibility to enjoy your one life. I hope this helps, work life warriors. Have a great day.